Welcome back, everyone. As you may have seen, Sony has just released the final trailer for Venom, The Last Dance, giving fans a glimpse of the terrifying god of symbiotes, Knull, the dark deity responsible for the symbiote species in Marvel's universe. In today's video, let's dive into the origins of Knull and uncover some fascinating stories about this dark god ahead of the release of Venom, The Last Dance. First up, let's explore the roots of Knull. According to Venom number 4, published in 2018, Knull is an ancient god who existed in the perpetual darkness of the universe. One day, this darkness was disrupted by the light of the Celestials, a race of divine beings who had begun to forge creation itself. The Celestials invited Knull to become the king in black and protect this new universe, but he refused. Instead, he crafted a sword from the shadows and struck down one of the Celestials, decapitating it. This severed head later became the bustling space outpost known as Nowhere, familiar to fans of Guardians of the Galaxy. Banished after slaying a Celestial, Knull retreated into the head and forged his weapon into the all-black the Necrosword, which would later be wielded by the infamous Godslayer Gorg the God Butcher. But this creation had a weakness: it was vulnerable to fire and sound. Far from deterred, Knull went on to create a new species, the Symbiotes, when Silver Surfer, the Herald of Galactus, landed on Knull's planet. Knull bent him to his will. Fortunately, Ego the Living Planet intervened, helping Silver Surfer escape. In their ensuing clash, Surfer used his power cosmic to incinerate the symbiote dragon Knull was riding. Later, Knull clashed with Silver Surfer once again, only to be repelled with Ego's assistance, and ultimately a miniature sun forced him into exile. But Knull survived and soon resumed his dark conquests. In his encounters, he battled a warrior wielding the Uni-Power, a light-based power source that had transformed many into Captain Universe across the cosmos. When Knull eventually fell to a planet, all-black the Necrosword abandoned him, choosing instead to follow Gorg, transforming him into Gorg the God Butcher, known for slaughtering gods across the universe. A century later, Knull recovered and discovered that he could bind symbiotes to living beings, enabling him to control hosts and absorb their knowledge and strength. With his newfound power, Knull assembled an army of symbiote dragons and unleashed them across the universe, bringing terror to countless worlds. Two of his dragons reached Earth and were mistaken as the monster Grendel and its kin, known from the Beowulf legend, until Thor arrived and defeated them, severing Knull's connection to the symbiotes. Knull eventually created a prison for himself from his symbiotes, calling it Clintar, meaning cage in the symbiote language. In the 20th century, S.H.I.E.L.D. found one of his symbiote dragons trapped in ice and used it to develop symbiote super soldiers during the Vietnam War, after Eddie Brock and Venom battled Carnage in the Absolute Carnage event. Eddie inadvertently freed Knull from his prison. Knull descended upon Earth with his army of symbiote dragons, spreading chaos and destruction. The Avengers and other heroes tried to fend off Knull, but his strength was overwhelming. Even Sentry, one of the strongest heroes, was torn apart by Knull, demonstrating his unstoppable power. In a final act of sacrifice, Eddie Brock fought to save Earth, though Knull had his sights set on Eddie's son, Dylan, rather than Eddie himself. With the help of Thor, Silver Surfer, and the Enigma Force, Eddie was able to defeat Knull, freeing the symbiotes and restoring peace across the cosmos. The Dark Lord Knull, the originator of the symbiotes, met his defeat at the hands of Eddie Brock and Venom. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe in making more content. See you next time.